Alright folks, this is Acid Roots Wired, so we've got another episode of Guitar Hero to mess with, and we're going to belt through another couple of songs. So we're getting there. I mean, we're at the 5th venue, so that's kind of the concept here, is just being able to say that there's actually, after these 5 songs, there's another 5, and I don't actually know about these. That's kind of the concept. So once we get past song 25, we're at song 21 right now, it's going to be interesting to kind of see how the rest of these songs kind of turn out and what the true final song of the game actually is. So we'll see what happens here. This is a Jimi Hendrix song. So that's good. Good stuff. Yeah, but we're clearly on like a summer tour at this stage. It's kind of the concept and stuff. But yeah, these songs wind up being a lot more of bastards. This is kind of like, a lot of these are just up-tempo, and these are not like the wave your lighters in the sky type songs. These are not just kind of cruising kind of songs. These are actually festive, like, like fret burners, like they said. But a lot of sometimes these dual notes kind of trip me up. I wonder if there's ever triple ones. It's going to be interesting to see the new tricks that kind of happen in Guitar Hero 2, just because I don't know that game too well. Like I said, I bought that game a couple of times, but the disc was kind of ruined, and then there was a time where I paid to get the disc cleaned, and it still didn't work correctly. So it's just kind of, so Guitar Hero 2 has kind of eluded me, and it's just kind of like, damn it, But of course, my video game shop, when it cleans the disc, doesn't necessarily guarantee that it'll work. It might just be scratched. That's one thing about bad discs, is just trying to say that they get scratched, and it's like, fuck it, you're basically buying a new game. It had to be a bastard back in like 2006 or so, something, when like, you had to clock down another 45, 50 bucks for it. I mean, this is a cheap game. This game's only going to cost like $7 or $8, if that, $6, but it's kind of, that's my saga with Guitar Hero 2. But I like that angle right there, showing the crowd. The crowd actually looks realistic there. Yeah, I got some collaboration reviews done with Jackal Goldkick. It was good to get some of those kind of in motion. And I've got a bunch more reviews yet to do. I mean, this month is going to be kind of a large month for that channel, just because I've got so many that I'm trying to do. And a lot of these are like ones that maybe not necessarily have appeared. Like the Blood on the Dance Floor review I just did with Jackal Goldkick. That was actually just because Blood on the Dance Floor is so scantily talked about. It's just kind of, I mean, most of the time talking about these guys, it's just kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful thing to kind of mess with it, just to be like some of the first critics of them, just because they're like 2 or 3 paragraph musicians who are just saying, hey, this is a band with Davi Vanity and Javon Monroe, and that's about all that's really written about them. They're just a crunkcore electronic band that was from Florida, but just kind of say it's just good to kind of get some more stuff about them. But yeah, I've got lots of stuff that I'm going to do. There's a review coming tomorrow, supposing I'm in the mood to do it. But that's just kind of a remark. I've done 3 reviews recently, so I don't know. I might, going from that to this. This is kind of got because yeah, just talking about my creative process. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to review music every single day. It's just kind of relatively happens to be the remark, but 91%, that's pretty solid, Only got come on, damn it, I should have got more than $100 for 9/10 over 91% is pretty good. It's like, hey, if it's not 95% or better, still an A rating there, folks. So, alright, so we got our next little song here. I like that piece of advice. Don't wear your guitar higher than your belt. The Beatles were preps. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I mean, if there would have been a band like them, they were just so kempt and, like frou-frou. That was kind of the thing about them, is that, I mean, I don't really know. I've heard spare songs from the Beatles, like Yellow Submarine and some of that stuff. I don't know, like, their most outstanding, but just to kind of say they were definitely preps, just the way that they kind of were. They kind of were like the white Kanye West in a lot of ways, just that kind of stuff, just to be able to say. I think a lot of people would try to label them in like a very introverted kind of rock band or something, but this would be interesting to see how the Beatles would have been, especially like in the set, or they probably were, I don't know, I want to say they were there in the 70s, but maybe not the 80s. I know John Lennon passed in 1980, but yeah, I just wonder what the 80s Beatles would have been like. They probably would have gotten back together, something like that. But it's kind of a tricky song here. I want to say I almost kind of bail out on this, do a bad job, but this is a pretty riveting song. I do appreciate like the tempo of it. It's just very engaging. But yeah, so trying to think of what else has been going on here. So I did, like, I know in one of these earlier episodes I talked about wanting to get a tie-dye shirt. I did get one of those probably last month that I talked about, but yeah, you probably would have seen that like maybe 3, 4, 5 episodes ago. So I did get a tie-dye shirt. Then I got another one. So I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna mess with some of these and get a few. You know, I probably should have had tie-dye shirts, you know, way more often, but I don't know. I mean, just to kind of bring back the hippie vibe, that's definitely something like Woodstock and that type stuff. He's talking about that. Like this lead chick with the blue hair here, she looks like she's kind of a hippie. She's kind of playing. This is like metal almost. This is kind of like a hard rock / metal song, but hippie rock's a little bit different. I'm surprised that the Beatles actually aren't in this game. There's no hippie rock. I guess they felt like it would have been too druggy. They need to do that. They need to do like some hippie Guitar Hero, something like that. Psychedelic rock, that type stuff. But good stuff. Didn't really use star power in this episode, but I guess I didn't feel like I needed to. I'm just wondering what the rest of these songs are going to wind up being like, to the point where I have to be curious about it. Then there's of course the bonus songs. The bonus songs to me are tougher than the songs that are a part of the actual package. I just wonder some of those, what it's going to be like. But I mean, I think once I beat this game, if there's actually bonus songs I can't beat, I'm just gonna say fuck it. But it's just kind of, I mean, at least you're getting like the complete package as far as trying to talk about like seeing the ending of this, and hopefully the ending this time is a little bit more thorough as opposed to just like a nice photograph and saying, hey, you beat the game. You know, I'd like to kind of say that it's a little bit more inviting this time. But 300, that's a little bit better. I didn't pay attention to what score I got, but alright, 22 songs in, so that's kind of the concept. So we'll get more of these on the way. So yeah, good stuff here, folks.